Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It's taking a second to pop on there, but here the market actually did pull back today like we thought. And let's get into it. All information presented here is for informational and educational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. And here we are tonight on a Tuesday night. And again, the market did do exactly what we thought. It did a little later, but it did change around. And how about them semiconductors coming down a little bit? I know LGMK did pull back a little bit. We'll have to look at that. It is way oversold. I see it sitting right here as it says oversold. And so we'll be taking a look at all them, taking a look at our list and seeing what wants to pop tomorrow. It was kind of a sideways slow day. We're not used to that. It's been so crazy lately that man, we haven't seen a sideways day in a while. I forgot what that was like. And it was like, well, is something going to just get crazy all of a sudden? So we were just kind of waiting to see what was going on, and nothing really happened, which was fine. I guess we kind of needed a break, and we'll see how everything looks and what it's going to do tomorrow. So let's get into it. And I know that SUNE did run up today, and that was one we had our eyes on. So let's get looking at and see what's going on here. LGMK, just like I said, Logic Mark, just letting some people hop on here. And I know everybody wants to see this, so I'll go over it now, and I'll probably hit it again later because I know people will be asking about it. NVIDIA took a huge hit in the after hours, Luis Rodriguez, and the futures are red. Blue Collar Teamster, how are you? Laptop Travel, and everybody else hopping on. Appreciate it. Doge Mama 9, and all the other people that are getting on here. Mac the Cranky Cook, and all of you guys. So appreciate you guys stocking up for futures, always on, and so many of you. So I greatly appreciate it every night. And yeah, let's roll through this list. Not even a big list. And again, just kind of a slower week, possibly going into a short week. Friday, it's off for Good Friday and my birthday. And then, yeah, it's Easter on Sunday. And then I think next week could be really crazy. I thought this week might be a little wild. Tomorrow, I think we're going to see some pullback. I thought we were going to see it today, really, but it waited till the end of the day. And now let's roll through and see what we're looking at. So our Logic Mark did basically pull back. It never got cruising today. It was a flat day. And then I think at the end of the day, it kind of pulled back right here. Let's see. It was up at 0.0140, and then it went up to 0.0160. It looked like it was trying to move, and it closed all the way down, and it's at 0.0114. So it did pull back some. Obviously, you can see it down almost 20%, but it still looks fine to me. I mean, it's just a little pullback in the after hours, and obviously still getting set up. And we've seen other ones, they run up a tiny bit and they pull back as they get set up there. So we're obviously keeping our eye on it. And here's another one we liked the other day. And this one was looking great to run up, and it did today, LRHC. And we were looking at this down here. Remember, we found that bottom down here, and it was down at 16 cents. It jumped up in the after hours here, so we'll obviously have to look at it in the morning. But look at that thing, and it was looking good. I mean, we pointed it right out, 20 to 29. It's at 27. So you might want to keep an eye on that in the morning because that one might want to run up there, and it doesn't look like there's much holding it back right there. And where'd it get up to? It's at 27, right? So that is over this bad boy because that's 25. So yeah, you're all the way up here. You're over that 50 right here where it's curling up. And again, I did talk to FinViz. They will have this all fixed really soon. It might not be by the end of this week, but they said they are working on it. For whatever reason, the after hours was giving them an issue. The pre-market was perfectly easy, and but they're aware of it and they're going to get it all fixed. So, and they actually sent me a thing. I don't know if they sent up a certain scanner that we can get the after hours prices. I have to go into my email and grab it. So maybe we'll look at it tomorrow or something. I didn't even check it out today. But yeah, he did send me some. He's like, oh, if you really want them real accurate, you can check on this thing. We have it set up so it'll give you accurate info. And I said, wow, that's amazing. I really appreciate that. That was really cool. So yeah, going above and beyond. We always love that. And they are fixing it. So like I said, I had faith in them. As soon as we started having faith in them to fix it, it immediately got the pre-market done. And like I said, they'll have the after hours, and then we'll be cruising along with two great ones. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to have Nader on from TrendSpider over here, and he's going to talk for about a half hour. We'll go through a couple charts. He loves breaking down charts too. We talk to each other. He's a great dude. And so we'll do like the Mag 7 and some together, and you guys can see. He'll show you guys around on TrendSpider. He obviously knows it way better than me. And so you guys can kind of look at it. I'm going to pop up my affiliate links for both FinViz and the TrendSpider if you're interested in it. Like I said, TrendSpider, they'll hook you up with some other things. You can have like the charts and other things we've been talking. So if you sign up and want anything, they can easily put it on, or I can send it to you or whatever. So we'll talk about that, and he'll let you know that kind of thing. And again, on every holiday, it's like 50% off. That's when I signed up. So I figured, hey, let me have them come on before the holiday weekend. So if anybody's interested, there you go. So, and again, you can just click through my affiliate and go on there, and obviously everybody will know it's affiliate. And but yeah, that'll be tomorrow night, and I'll let you know if it's going to start at like 8:30 or if we're just going to start at 9, do it and do a little shorter show. It might not be that crazy of a day, so we'll figure it out. But Nader's awesome. And again, any questions about TrendSpider, you can get them prepared for tomorrow. If you have anything in particular that you want to know about the platform, go ahead and ask questions tomorrow. So just a little heads up with that. And like I said, big things are coming. And yeah, I'm just trying to get you guys whatever you guys want to have access to. And again, it's not a necessity, but if some people have asked me and they actually want it, so I'm like, hey, let's make it accessible and actually get it to you guys a little bit cheaper and better features. So I talked to them, and we can do that. And there you go. So we'll do that tomorrow night as well. And again, if you have any questions, that is we'll answer them tomorrow. And if you have anything else, about TrendSpider or FinViz, clearly I can get the answers to them, and I'd be more than happy to. You guys know that. So here we go. Let's keep on rolling right here, and just trying to make it a little more educational as well. Like I said, we'd make it informational. We have fun. We hit all the poppers. We see it all. And I'm just trying to make it so that everybody can always do this. You learn how to do it, and then we can just kind of cruise along, and you guys know what you're looking at, and you actually learn the markets, and it'll be a great tool. Again, you don't have to pick out 100%ers. You just have to know what you're looking at and learn how to trade smart. And a lot of these services definitely help you. And I've also been talking to Edgeful as well, and I'll introduce that because that's another platform that really helps you make great decisions. So like I said, a lot of big things in the works, and I've been just kind of doing and just trying to get them exactly right to send out, and to introduce them to you guys. And again, you guys, if people are interested in it, it's great. If not, no big deal. And we're still doing our thing, and we're not going to stop. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys had access to all this stuff, because a bunch of people have asked. That's why I went out and did it. So there you go. So we'll do that tomorrow night. And again, if you have any questions, we'll answer them. So let's cruise through. And I was watching a bunch of people hop on. So here we go. LRHC. We nailed this one, and it's up. And obviously you're looking at it tomorrow morning because it is popping up in the after hour. So we'll see what it can do tomorrow morning. And this STSS pulled back a little bit. It was running up, and you may see it try to bounce off there. It has that weird look on there. Let me see what it looks like over here. And it was 4, and it came down. Wow, it came down under 3. I didn't even notice that, but it did pull back pretty good, and it still doesn't look terrible. We'll have to look at this tomorrow, STSS, but this one had run up pretty well, so we can't complain about that. And DMN right here, this one was pulling back a little bit, ran up yesterday, and then just a little bit of pullback today. Nothing crazy, but it's still under that like half a cent down there. So let's look and see what it wants to do down here. And I don't think it's reverse splitting or anything, so we got to keep an eye on it and see what it's up to. Yeah, I don't think that they're reverse splitting. And that's the only thing we'd have to worry about. We're getting delisted because it's way under a penny. They got to get that thing back up over a penny. Like, notice how Logic Mark did that. It was under a penny for a hair, and that's where we loaded up and knew it was the bottom, and then it came back up. And obviously we're looking at that one. And SUNE was a good one that we liked last night, and that ran up a little bit today. And again, these things are dirt bottom, like, I mean, really cheap down here. You can see this thing bottomed out at like 1.5 cents, guys, and it ran up to like 4 and it pulled back to 3. I didn't see it in the after hours there, but I had a T-ball game. That's probably why I didn't notice these things in the after hours. But yeah, it still appears to be curling up here. I mean, it does have that pullback look, but we'll have to look at it in the morning. It's around 3 cents right there for SUNE. So we're keeping an eye on that as well. And this BDRX got pulled back today big time, and it definitely came down. It was down like 20 something cents at one point, and it looked like it came under that 20, and now we'll have to see. I mean, it was setting up the run. It looked really good, and then it kind of dropped down. This is the look that I thought that the big caps and stuff are going to do. This one actually looked like it was trying to run up there, and it obviously didn't, and it's pulling back. We've seen it pull back and run right back up, so we're going to have to look at this tomorrow, see if it does want to run back up and bounce back up into that channel. Could have just been a little healthy pullback today, and it runs right back up. So an interesting one to keep an eye on right there. And this hit ran up this morning. It did pull back, but it was way up there, and it still has the possibility to run up. And we've been watching this one and said it was going to be a good hit. And you can see it ran, 87 and 98, and that was early in the morning. And it looks like it did pull back to that 69 area. So there you go with HIT. You can see it was around 70 cents and still kind of running up. But look at this thing trying to curl. So another one, you can keep an eye on it, but obviously ran up right there. We'll keep an eye and see if it's trying to run up some more tomorrow. HIT, and we were definitely early with that one. And this AEPDN right here did pull back into the 80s, and we will look at that big dip right there. Is that a bottom look? I mean, look at it trying to curl up. So that could be your little bottom right there. Maybe it has to make a base, but we'll keep an eye on this, and it could be a good one with that dip right there. So keep an eye on that, and we will obviously. But again, was trying to make that base and run up, came down a level, and it had that immediate dip. We like that look why it's crawled up. We can look at this tomorrow, but I have a feeling that one could be cruising relatively soon. So keep an eye on that APDN. And we'll obviously look to see if it's going to be bottomed out right here at that 84-cent area. And that clue right here was pulling back. And I don't know if this one is, I mean, look at it. It just constantly gets set up, these China ones. Then they pull back. It's kind of curling down, running on that line. I was looking at it today. Like, these things are so weird. And, but yeah, you keep an eye on them, because if they do get that curl up look and jump up, you know that it's going to fly. And that's what we look for. That's why I kept it. And it looked like it bottomed out right there. Could have just been some pullback here, and it gets set up. I'm going to keep my eye on it because it could be an interesting one. And this LICN was definitely pulling back today, and it had recently run up. And I think, I mean, another one, look at this thing. It looks like it's just a little pullback as it ran up to the 20. Doesn't look bad right there, to be honest. And if I typed it in right there you go. But yeah, it does not look bad. And that still looks like that bottom and a little healthy pullback. So I have to keep an eye on them too. Clue and LICN, both them China ones right there, and we will keep an eye on it. And I think I forgot to write that KIDZ down, and I don't know why I forgot to write a few down, but here you go. This one did pull back big time today, so we're obviously watching. And again, we know it bounces around a lot. Look at that red candle right there from yesterday, and these things have just been pulling back. They haven't liked a lot of momentum, and especially when it's got this big fish hook. So well, that's going to be great as it makes another base down here and be an even better run up. So it did pop up yesterday, and I think that one's going to be great. So again, you got to trade these things relatively quick because they just run around. It just reminded me, because this is an education and training services one, and so is that Clue. This is US, and Clue is a China one. And that UOKA, I'm telling you guys, this thing is just bizarre, and it looks like it wants to curl back up, and we know it can easily go down, curl up. This thing can just do whatever it wants. I have no idea why. It is like a real estate one, and Australia, UK. I knew it was something over in the UK right there. But these things are curling down. We have to look at this thing tomorrow because this thing gets turned around so many times. Look, it was pulling back, then it went up, it pulled down. I'll keep an eye on this thing, but it's been an interesting one for sure. And it still looks like that bottom's down there. So we'll look at UOKA. It's been, like I said, very interesting the way it runs around. And I've been keeping an eye on that. And HEPA down here did pull back, and look at it down there. And it did look like it's going to make another level down. So we'll have to keep an eye on this HEPA. It never really ran, to be honest with you. And it's touched the 20 a few times, but that was about it. And I know it did reverse split at some point right here. And yeah, that was like the tiniest little run up. It still looks like it's trying to set up, but now it's pulling back. So the market's pulling back. HEP is pulling back. I don't know why, but it is. And we'll have to keep an eye on that one as well. And this AUUD, this one wasn't bad and was in a good spot. Remember, this was curling up, and it did. It ran up. And I would look for this. It says it went down in 31 cents in the after. I was going to say I would look for this to try to run up some more tomorrow, but it could still get up to that 50, but you see that red candle look right there, and you have to keep an eye and see. They have been getting into the channel and then pulling back. So we'll see if it can run up a little bit more to that 544 right there. And that's your AUUD right there, an OCGN. How about this guy, guys? I mean, this is just amazing what just happened, and it's going to roll off, guys, and go. I'm telling you, could you have not? We should write a book about this one alone. I mean, we called it for three plus months out, exactly what the chart was going to do. That's pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty amazing right there. Exactly. Remember what I said? It was going to bounce right off. I mean, you could see it happening back there. You could tell it was going to happen. And I don't know if everybody could, but I definitely could tell it was going to happen. We watched it and watched this thing. They have something going on. And you guys know I have no idea what these companies do, but they seem to have something going on with the chart setup. And that's all I know. And there you go. It told us the story right there from months ago. So that's pretty nice. And Icon, yeah, I looked at that today. I was like, damn, that's pretty good. It definitely did what we thought it was going to do. I mean, these charts do not lie, guys. I mean, sometimes they get manipulated. They bounce around. You're never going to be 100% right. We know that, but that was pretty good look right there with OCGN. And look at Icon making this base after the split here, and might be a good one to keep an eye on at this point. ICON. Look at it trying to curl up. I did notice it today. So that one might be a good one for tomorrow. ICON and AGMH. Let's take a look at that one. I don't even remember what it was doing today. It was looking like it was totally flat. That's why I probably wasn't doing. Yeah, it looked like it was totally flat right there. I just don't even remember looking at it, but I probably did and said, that's not doing anything, and cruised right by. Yeah, look at that. It barely even moved anywhere. So that's probably why it didn't do much. It says it went down 4%, but I mean, look at that. It barely moved. It's so low at 3 cents, 3.5, that any movement's a lot on it. But it barely went anywhere. And that is AGMH. And what I write icon down twice, like right. I wrote icon, AGMH, and icon down. So there you go. We don't need to do it again. I don't think it changed that fast. So we'll just jump to ALLR. And that one looks good, guys, up 12 cents. And remember, we were saying it was making that base down here. We thought these were bottoms. And again, look at that dip and rip little look yesterday. So keep an eye on some of these that are dipping and ripping. But this one did look good. And look at it curling up right there. And it could run right up into that channel. So it ran up relatively well, ALLR. And that's one that we did like right there. And again, we look at so many and go through them and pick them out. That I just can't even post them all. It just gets a little bit too crazy, and I don't even remember, to be honest with you. But if you listen to the show, you know exactly what to look at for the next day all the time. And yeah, that AREC definitely had some interesting action today as well. Right here, it was running up from yesterday. It did run up a little bit. Obviously, it pulled back there. AREC, it ran up yesterday big time, and then today it was running up 60 to 70, and then it pulled back into the 51s and it ran around the 63. And I'm telling you, it still looks good. So even if it does pull back, there's our blue screen. But even if it pulls back a little bit, this 20 and 50 are meeting up. And these Coke and coal ones, let's look. I'll open it up real quick. And I did just jump around, but AMR looks a little better today up. That's the one we were looking at. And that's not looking too bad. I know some of them were pulling back or running up and kind of pulling back. Look at how strong that one looks. METC. You might want to keep an eye on that. That looks really good. And that, I mean, all of them look really good right there. So again, really good ones right there with the coking coal. And thank you, Filtrate. That was a good one to point out right there. A good industry, all of them guys are. So they're like really moving. So we'll keep an eye on that. FMTO, I think it'll be coming up really soon, actually. And here's that FMTO. This was that big dipper from $8 to 4 cents, guys. I mean, this is ridiculous kind of dippage right here. FMTO. And yeah, I would say just keep an eye on it. Will cross through, I don't know, but it's at 3 cents. Even if it runs to 4 or 5 cents, it's a huge run up on this because it's so cheap. So just keep an eye on this. It could just get curled up there. It might not curl through, but we know as they curl up, they like to run. And like I said, a penny on this thing isn't bad. Because anything that cheap, you can get a bunch of them. And when they move a penny, it's quite a lot of movement for them. A good amount of percentage is what the word I was trying to say. But yeah, when they start moving, when they're that low, you get like gapped up in percentage wise. So yeah, you can hit them pretty big, and I only have to move a little amount. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on this again. It ran from $8 to 4 cents. It was ridiculous. And that top TOPW that ran up today. Remember, we were looking at it and we were saying it has that kind of crazy look with something coming down. You couldn't exactly tell. But yeah, that one definitely ran up there, that Hong Kong one. And it's not looking bad. So you can keep an eye on that one for tomorrow. Maybe it'll have a little more momentum. It looks like it does want to right there. So you can keep an eye on that TOPW. And UAMY, this one was running up to, I believe it was some more today. Yeah, look at this thing. Keeps running up. It's still in the top, guys. And we looked at this and gave you this. And this is one of them industrial mining ones, UAMY. And look at that bad boy. And it could be trying to top out, but it does look like it has a little more room to run up there. So keep an eye on that one and see if it still can run in the top, obviously. And we just looked at AREC. And again, just a little pullback. I could see it running back up. And this USAR was running up, and that one we looked at too. USA Rare Earths, and there you go. It was running up right there. And let's see what it's up to. And yeah, it's not looking bad on mine. It got up, it closed at 15. It got up to 1540. And that's another one we just gave you. So look at that one as well for a little momentum still. And LPRO, let's see what that's doing. LPRO. That was running up yesterday, and it wasn't doing a whole lot today. It was hitting that MACD, and you might have a little bit of pullback, but it did run up pretty good yesterday. I do remember, and I think it ran 93 to 97, and it pulled back to 87 yesterday. It didn't get that high. It got up to 94, and again, it's trying to cross through right there. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that LPRO because that almost looked like it tried to bottom and is trying to cross through right there. And that's when we were looking at the last few days, and it's running up. And good old Wang and Lee right here. We're just watching him pull back and just kind of run down there. It's been dipping down, so that's why we've been patient with Wang and Lee, and we'll see exactly where Wang and Lee wants to stop. It's just kind of setting up, but not exactly curling up yet. So we're keeping an eye on it, trying to get a better idea because we don't want to jump in it and it be pulling back on you for Wang and Lee. You don't want Wang and Lee to be pulling back on you right there. And TGL Treasure Global, this one's getting set up, guys. Keep an eye on this bad boy. Look at it. It's trying to get up there. It has some weird look. Oh, there it is in the after hours. It already ran. We knew it was running real soon, and there you go. You got that after hours right there. I just looked up and saw it. 223 to 358, and boom, there you go. There's another one. We knew that one was going right there. And there you go for your TGL right there. So that one, just watch for momentum. But obviously, that's a popper in the after hours. We gave that one out. And here we go. And yeah, if you guys want me to see anything that we did not look. Oh, I did put KIDZ on the list. I don't even remember writing that down, guys. Holy cow! I put ICON on there twice. I don't remember writing KIDZ, and I just wrote this list down. But anyway, again, I just had T-ball, and we just got done. I came in and made the list. So yeah, it's quite crazy in T-ball. Actually, today wasn't so bad, I must say. The kids were pretty good. So that was good. Anyway, let's take a look. And again, we just looked at that KIDZ, but yeah, that Treasure Global that popped up for you. And we already looked at not AREB. That one just keeps crawling up here, guys. This thing's been crazy. And look at, remember we were saying it's trying to roll back up. I'm telling you, keep an eye on this AREB. It very well could run back up again. Look at it. It's trying. It flattened out, it looks like, at the end of the day. I'll look at it tomorrow, but it didn't look bad today. I can promise you that. I was looking at that. And this HKPD was down a little bit, but this is about to get set up in the right spot. Let it pull back, and we're keeping our eye on it. You can tell it's going to get set up and going to get running up there. So, yeah, we're keeping an eye on that one for sure. HKPD. I'll keep an eye and let you guys know when that tries to set up in this SBEV right here. That one was running up. And we obviously been looking at this, and it was running up. Somebody gave us this one recently. And I remember it was running up yesterday in the after hours, and then it flew up more today, 290 to 463. It's at 299. So there you go with the old splash beverage, SBEV right there, SBEV. And let's take a look at that ARBB, because that was moving today as well. It was moving this morning, but it was also moving today. And another one we were looking at, I don't know what I'm typing in, but that's what I was trying to type in. And yeah, it was running up yesterday, and it was still running today at some point, 120 to 122. And then it pulled back, but it must have been running up this morning when we were looking at it, or when I saw it, because I remember it was up a little bit, and it obviously pulled back right there for ARBB. And let's see what CISO is doing. This is another one we just recently went over. Popped out of the basement, got into that channel, and not looking bad for CISO right there. Jumped up yesterday, and boom, a little bit more today. And we'll see what it wants to do tomorrow. But that wasn't bad, CISO. And let's take a look at Newsmax. Yeah, Newsmax down here, and it could have bottomed out. It's so new, it don't really have much data, so we're just looking at candles, and we're seeing it might curl back up right there. NMAX, and yeah, it could be a little bottom look. I'll have to keep an eye on Newsmax. I've been checking it out. And TMC, this was running up a little bit. It had run up really big yesterday in the after hours, and then today it spiked up a little bit more. And I remember I had said yesterday, I posted out, somebody asked me to look at it. I said, look at it. Looks like it should keep that momentum. And 327 to 369 today. So it did jump up there. It came down to 290, but there you go. That one did jump up, and it is in the top. Well, look, it's trying to get set up. It could pull back a little bit to get set up a little bit more. But that's TMC, the metals company. And how about Cara Therapeutics? This one's actually trying to get set up, a little bit of pullback, but trying to get set up right here. CARA. And yeah, look at this thing just trying to roll up. It's going through. It says it's got a reverse split right there. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at it. Why the heck would they be splitting? 1 for 3 split. Maybe it is. Oh, well, definitely have to keep an eye on this. What the heck did it just say? They announced this was yesterday? A 1 for 3 reverse split in connection with the proposed merger with Tvardi Therapeutics, whoever that is. I am not sure, but let's keep an eye on Cara right here with a reverse split coming up. We will look at that. So let me see, and I'll write reverse split next to that one. And PSTV right here. Let's look at this and see what that's up to tonight. And more importantly, what's it want to do in the future? It looks like it's just pulling back to set up. Nothing real crazy at the moment, I would say. What about PST? That's not too crazy either. That one doesn't even look too bad. But PSTV, yeah, it's just pulling back. It'll get set up. It was jumping up today, trying to push it. Look at it, 70 to 91, but it did lower down. So it's in the 60s, and it might pull back a little bit. Keep an eye on it, though, and I'll see if it gets set up relatively soon. And this BLMZ, I think people have been talking about this one. Holy cow. There's our blue screen joining us. And yeah, this one blooms. I mean, we're very familiar with this BLMZ. And look at that thing jumping up there today in the after hours, 23 to 40. It's closed at 37. So there you go, guys. There's another one that definitely blooms. Did some blooming today, that's for sure. Japan Entertainment. Not sure what they do, but look at that. It could run up some more in the pre-market. Obviously, some momentum there. And let's keep on cruising along here with RNAZ. Well, RNA, how about that one? And that one's Avidity Biosciences. I don't know if we've ever looked at this. I don't remember it, but that curl up just grabbed my attention real quick. I think it may not cross through with that kind of look, but might be one to keep an eye on to get set up down the road. I don't know though. Yeah, I don't think so. It looks like that 20 is going to come down on it. But yeah, I look at that. But RNAZ, this one I was trying to get to, and this one's trying. It looks like it tried to bottom out, and it's going to try to get out of the basement. Today was just a little healthy pullback. This one does not look bad at the moment. So I'll keep an eye on that one right there. I'd like to see what that does tomorrow. RNAZ and SYTA. Let's see what this one's up to. It's like a mobile one, right? Is that one? Yeah, Sayata Mobile or something, mobile. Yeah, something like that. And there you go. It's pulling back to that bottom and hitting that line right there. Very interesting, I would say. SYTA. Let's see if we're going to get a little bounce. I would watch it for a little bounce right there. Let's see if it's going to bounce tomorrow. I would look at it for that SYTA for that little bounce off. Look at that pullback right there, all the way down to 132, and now it's at 139. Yeah, we might have to look at it. I'm not guaranteeing everything. It could make a base down here at the moment, but it could have a little bit of a bounce play in the morning. So definitely keep an eye on it for that. CNTM. Let's look at this. That one is trying to connect back up. It looks like it's going to roll back up right there. CNTM. And yeah, it's not looking bad. I would definitely connect M Technology. I would keep an eye on that. CNTM, not looking bad. And how about DXF right here? Let's see what it's doing. Pulling back there. We want to see if it's going to roll back off. That's what we're curious about because it'll get moving. Let's see. DXF. Let me take a look. It is coming back down to that line. Looks like it tried to bottom out right there the other day. That 20 is coming down, and it does look like it would try to roll off. Not guaranteeing it. I think was it Doge Mom and 9 or Barbara? One of you two, I think, asked about this one. And let me write it down at the bottom. So at the very bottom of the list. But let me take a look at that tomorrow in the morning and get a better idea right there because it's hitting that line. It looks like it should be based out trying to go back up. But let's just make sure right there with DXF. And we'll take a better look at that one. And how about NVNI? I added that one at the end, and this one is way down there trying to curl up. Check out this guy, and that's not looking too bad. Let me see NVNI. And yeah, I mean, it's not looking bad. It's just kind of running flat down here, as you can see. So I'd have to look at it tomorrow, see if it's really trying to curl up there. And let's look at Bull right here. That pulled back big time. So I hope nobody was chasing that at the top. Pulling out of the basement might be a really good opportunity when it pulls back after everybody opened it up on the IPO and ran it up. And then, a bunch of people probably got caught up in it. But anyway, I hope none of us did because we don't chase them things. We knew it was coming out early and you jump them up and get out. How about your yin? This thing is your China bull. And I don't know. I don't think it's going up, to be honest with you. I think the yang could be going up again. Look at this. The yin looks like it's going to be bouncing back down. And the yang should be going back up right here. And look at that setup to 20 and 50. So I think you could see your yang jump back up here. So keep an eye on it because it recently did. And you might see another one. And again, you might see the market really pull back tomorrow. I thought it was going to pull back a little more today. You could see a nice dippage tomorrow. So keep your eye out for that. And your FNGA. And these guys are your FANG, them 3-time leveraged. And this one looks like it's hitting that 20, could be pulling back. It was up today, way down in the after hours right there. So there you go with that. And your FNGD right here is the other one. And this one was pulling back, and it probably is getting set up down here. I mean, it looks like it's going to try to anyway. It doesn't appear that it's exactly ready to, but I'll keep an eye on them because, again, if you have any big swings or when it gets set up, they're going to be good plays right there. And then UGT, good old Nug. Look at this thing, gold right up into the top, just keeps running up, guys. So keep your eye on that. And good old Barrick Gold is up there, and they do keep running up. So there you go with that. And there's GDX, and that was up as well. And they're like running right up into the top right there. So you got to be careful. They'll probably run up and then probably obviously pull back a little bit. Maybe they run up in the top for a little bit and then pull way back. But gold is way up there, obviously. And there you go with your GDX and your gold look and some of them guys. And we'll jump right into our laptop travel. We're just cruising right along. Again, it was kind of a flat day, but let's see what else is going on. Usually a great list right there and a lot that you can play with. And then we'll do our Joey's jams, and I'll take a look and see what you guys want to see. BLMZ, we did just look at that one, and I see a bunch of other ones on there, so we'll definitely go through them. So let me know if you guys want to look at some, but we'll just cruise right through. Maybe we'll make it an early night tonight since it is a short week, and we kind of know it's going to pull back. But let's look at our let's just look at the rest of the market real quick. And how about that sky? We were just talking about this going up to the sky. Look at that thing. I remember just talking about that. I don't remember if it was on Laptop Trap, what list it was on. I just remember looking at it recently, and that thing was popping up. And there's SXTC. That took a major dip. That's a China Pharmaceuticals. But here we go. Let's look at our laptop travel list, and then I'll come back, look at what you guys want to look at. And like I said, we'll cruise right through tonight, and we can wrap it up probably pretty early. We'll be back on for 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. It'll be our Wednesday morning pre-market, and then Thursday we'll wrap up the week, and then we'll get ready for the holiday, Good Friday, and the Easter, and then obviously next week could be really interesting. But obviously, I think we might see some good pullback. And we know that the market loves these roller coaster rides, and we definitely didn't have one today. Everybody was kind of waiting around like, holy cow, it's just kind of sitting here. So it did just kind of sit there and hang out today. It was kind of impressive. ACXP, this one is kind of setting up here. It will probably be a good one for next week to look at. It looks like you look at it, got into that channel right there. I mean, this does not look bad, guys. I keep an eye on this. This thing doesn't look bad. That very first one right there on the laptop travel list, and AIMD, I know we looked at it, ran up and hit that resistance, just pulling back, and they run up, they pull back, it'll roll back off and get moving again. And ARTL, that ran up big yesterday. I do remember that. What's it doing here in the after hours? It's not looking bad in that channel, but I remember we looked at that one, and it did run up right there, and that was ARTL. And ASST, this assist asset entities. I said assist. Every time it ran up, I said it was a good assist, and it's about to be another good assist right here, ASST. So you might want to keep your eye on that one right there, because that one's getting set up. You can see that has that weird look. It looks like it's trying to push onto there. We'll see if it rolls back off, but it does have that crazy look coming down with that trend line. So one to keep an eye on. I don't know if it's going to be popping tomorrow, like I said, but trying to set up right there. And we'll keep an eye on ASST and BFRI. I think that is, I have no idea what did I write. BFRI, I think, unless that's a J, but I have no idea. BFR something. Let's see. BFRI. What did I just type in? It looks like it's going to be this one, and that one looks like it's going to be running up, guys. So let's keep an eye on that. BFRI. Yeah, it pops up, and it looks good. Oh, yeah, that's running up there tomorrow. You can see it. So there's one going up right there. That looks good. How about BHAT right here? Good old Blue Hat Interactive. And let's see about this one. It ran up yesterday. That's right. We talked about this. And it did pull back a little bit to 20. Not looking bad, though. We'll have to look at it. Could pull back a little bit more. So I'll look at that tomorrow and see if it wants to. BIAF, That pulled back into that channel, but could get rolled off of there. Just that look right there is pretty nice. I like that look. BIAF, but it did pull back a little bit more than I thought, and it curled down. I'll look at it tomorrow because it looks like it is trying to set up, and I can imagine that one jumping back up and getting set up right there. It looks like it wants to anyway. And I'll look at it tomorrow. We'll have a better idea. And how about Boxlight, BOXL? Jumped up right there, kind of flattened out, I guess. Yeah, it did kind of just flatten out right there. So I'll look at it. It's in the channel right there, not looking bad. And a lot of these are looking good. This Cask, the winery and distillery one, that's been in the channel because we've been looking at it, and that's crawling up pretty nice. So check out CASK and look at that one. That one should run up a little bit. Try to anyway tomorrow. And CDT, good old Conduit Pharmaceuticals, and I think I forget, Barb, somebody was looking at this thing. I forget who it was, but somebody was recently asking about Conduit Pharmaceuticals. It's one that we've looked at a bunch of times, and I think we were supposed to revisit it and look at it. I think it's getting good again, guys. So I'd keep an eye on this. It does look like it's trying to curl back up, so that one looks really good right there. EVTV. Good old EVTV. Envirotech looks like it's pulling back at the moment, so we'll have to keep an eye and see if it does, because that's what it looks like right there. EVTV. Let's see. I feel like I'm like saying ET. Looked like it was crawling up there, had a big dip. It looks like it was pulling back at the bottom or at the end of the day, and it looks like it's pulling back there for EVTV. And FGL right here, Founder Group. This one was looking good. I remember yesterday. This one did run up today. Let's look at it. FGL, there you go, 138 to 144. Again, they don't run 100%, but they run around. And this one does not look bad to get set up right there. And FRSX. Oh, I didn't type that in right. FRSX right here. Foresight Anonymous Holdings, I think that's what it says. And that's not looking too bad either. FRSX. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. I'd keep an eye on that one, FRSX. And IGMS, let's see what that's doing here. IGMS, IGM Biosciences. And wow, look at that run up and crawling up. I'd say that's going to be a decent one tomorrow. So yeah, if the market's a little bit flat, you still have these guys that always get set up and run pretty nice, like things like this. So keep an eye on that one. And that's why it's great to have a list like this, because again, you don't need 100%ers to make money. You just got to be consistent. IPW right here, iPower. And let's see, IPW 50 to 68. And it closed at 55. So let's see. That's not that one. Let me look at it real quick. It's a interesting run up right there. Yeah, it's in the chat. I'd have to look at that tomorrow probably to get a better idea for iPower. And JDZG, we're familiar with this one. This is a China one, and that one looks like it's trying to crawl up. Let's see, JDZG. Yeah, look at this thing. That one runs around quite often, actually. Let's see what it does tomorrow. Flattened out. It could bounce back down, but if it tries to run up, I mean, keep an eye. Like I said, it has a lot of bounce around, so you can probably trade that one. And KAPA, Carios Pharma or something like that. It's trying to get set up, guys. I bet this one's about to get moving relatively soon. KAPA. It looks like it's going to come down and roll up. Look at that Pac-Man look right there. I'd keep an eye on this one right here. Let me take a look at that one tomorrow. And this LVLU, I know it's like a fashion one or something. Lula's Fashion Lounge, something like that. And there you go. It was trying to run up. LVLU. Hold on, LVLU. Holy cow. Let's see. Because it doesn't look really bad right there. I was trying to get a better look, and it ran up and kind of just flattened out. I'd have to look at that tomorrow. It opened up higher and pulled back, but it doesn't look terrible. So we can look at that. And MRKR, yeah, that one. And that was up 7 cents and getting into that 20 and could very well run into that channel for more tomorrow. So, yeah, look at that thing. That marker looks like it's going to try to run up a little bit more. And how about my size right here, MYSZ? And this thing is trying to get curled up and not looking bad. MYSZ right there. And yeah, it was trying to run up. It ran up a little more tomorrow. It's still in that channel and doesn't look like it wants to really come out of it. So NBY right there, Nova Bay Pharmaceuticals, and that thing looks like it could be getting set up really well, guys. Cross through and looks really good, I would say. Look at that. Did we look at this one yesterday? I don't remember, but that thing looks good. I think we looked at it the other day. I don't remember, you know that, but it looked familiar for some reason, but it did pop up there, and I'd keep an eye on it because it doesn't look bad at all. Look at that look, and it's setting up right there. So that one might be a good one to keep an eye on. And obviously, it's running up, crossing through, so you want to be careful as it hits there. But trying to set up there, maybe you have a little pullback and it gets set back up better. But I can keep an eye on that one because, like I said, doesn't look bad. NLSP right here is trying to get set up. It looked like it came down the after hours. It says anyway, NLSP. And yeah, it did spike up and it looks like it did come down the after hours. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow. And NRXP right here, NRXP. And not bad. I mean, just some pullback into that channel. Look at that tomorrow as well. And NRSN just cruising right through the laptop travel list right here and a bunch of good ones. And this one's just a little healthy pullback. Looks like right there. NRSN. Yeah, it ran up, pulled back. It's in that channel. Look at these things. And that's what you like to see a lot of times in TAOP. They're easy to trade and they get cruising again like this one's trying to. This one might be a decent one tomorrow. TAOP. Look at that run up the other day. And it looks like it wants to run up. I'd take a look at this early in the morning, guys. This one has potential right there. And what's that say? USIO, I think. And that one popped up right there. Look at that thing's been running up. USIO. Let's see. USIO. And yeah, look at that. That may continue that momentum in the morning. You should keep an eye on that. And this VSTE is like Veristream. Is that or is that a different one? Vast Renewables, VSME or something like that, right? Nope, that's not either. Whatever. Here we go. What did I look at? VSTE. Vast Renewables. Here we are. And let's see what this is doing. That's trying to get curled up. If that 20 curls up, this one will be a really good one right here. This Vast Renewables. Look at it. It's trying to, too. I'd keep an eye on that one, VSTE, just to see what it wants to do right there. And ZBAO is a China one, I think. Yeah, it's a China one, and that looks like it's trying to crawl up. It was up 9 cents right there. What it do in the after hours? Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It ran up the other day. I do remember this one, and it does look like it's trying to run up a little bit more there. So there you go with ZBAO, and that is our laptop travel list. Thank you very much, Laptop Travel. And let's take a look at our Jolie's Jams with Agrify right here. And that's not AG. What the heck is it? There it is. AGFY. And it's just kind of sat flat today. It was up a little bit. They actually pulled back in the after hours again. Didn't notice many of them in the after hours because I was out for T-ball. But this does not look bad right there, guys. I'm telling you, this one is trying to get set up. Agrify, I do like it trying to get set up there. And this Blink's been down there, and it was pulling back some more. Look at it into the basement. I couldn't believe it, but it is. So we'll look at it and see how long it wants to stay in the basement. If it wants to bounce out, Sezzle was up a little bit, probably hitting that resistance and going to pull back, but it does not look bad. So we'll keep an eye. It'll get set up again. Look at it hitting that 50, probably going to pull back to try to run up there. And where we at? Sterling, this one honestly is trying to look good. And it was up another $5 and curling up there. And we nailed this one from that bottom at 100. It's at 140 something or 139, wherever it's at. And yeah, look at that. 149 was its high today. And there you go. And look at it, might pull back, but getting set up to run up higher. And that's your STRL, not looking bad there. Rivian, that was running up a little bit yesterday. And look at that setup, not looking bad. So I think Rivian's trying to get set up. Yeah, look at that. That's definitely trying to get set up there. Oh, excuse me, trying to get set up there, but I don't get the hiccups. That would be the worst. SYM Symbotic. That one's not doing too bad either. Up 35 cents. SYM. Yeah, I mean, I have to look at it tomorrow. It didn't look too bad. It says it came down the after hours, and that's an after hour look that you came down on there. So that's why I would have to look at it tomorrow, but not looking bad right there, especially Agrify and says not Sezzle, Sterling. Sterling's another one that looks good. And there you go with your Jolie's jams right there. Let me take a look and see what you guys are looking at right here. How is everybody? I already said. Boom, boom, Janica right there. RGC and Holo. Let's look at them two. I haven't looked at them in a little while. RGC. Let's see. That one doesn't look bad trying to get set up. Let me take a better look at that RGC. Why does it look like two different worlds right there? That looks like it's trying to set up and pull. I mean, it does look like it's trying to pull back, but how far is it going to get under here, or is it coming back to the 50? Let's look at that tomorrow. Remind me that tomorrow. Let me write it down right here next under DXF RGC. I know we've looked at it recently. I remember it ran up right there, and like I said, it's trying to, but I think you might get knocked down a little bit. It's not exactly ready yet, so let's see how far it's going to get knocked down. And that's RGC, and this Holo is way down there as well and pulling back, hitting that bottom. I'm not sure if it's ready to bounce just yet. Does it have a reverse split coming up? That would be wild. If it does, it very well could. I don't see anything, but it might have a reverse split. This thing says it's coming up right there. So if it is, we definitely want to look at it Monday. So if that's the case, if anybody knows, let me know. But that's what that says right there. And maybe it is having a reverse split, and we'd have to keep an eye on that, Janica. And Luis Rodriguez, what is your Toyota motor? I'm telling you, you are the Toyota motor expert. 224. I saw that today. I was like, holy cow, this guy is like the expert at it. No wonder why your Toyota has 300,000 miles. You should be like managing the company here. I don't think it's getting through that 20, but I said that the other day, but you still got it to run all the way up there, Luis Rodriguez, and I'm pretty impressed. So I don't think it's going through, but look at that. Another $2. You're right. It was chugging along. I looked at it today and I shook my head like, man, this guy knows this stuff. It's follow Luis Rodriguez, guys. He knows. He posts some great option plays and like bigger caps generally. He's not really a penny stock guy. I know that. But he does. Holy cow, he's got a great eye for these, and he clearly knows Toyota Motor because he nailed this thing every which way, I have to say. And he knew exactly what it was doing. And he said he has Toyota just turned 300,000 miles, and there you go. So run them until the tires fall off. That's what I say about cars. The hell with buying new cars and fancy shit. It's not worth it. It's a big waste of money. Just drive shit till the wheels fall off. You don't need anything fancy. And then you also don't have to worry about people trying to rob you and looking at you, and who needs all that bull crap? So yeah, don't waste your money on bullshit like that. Just make your money and stash it and have fun with it. So and trust me, buying expensive shit is not fun. That upkeep on it is crazy, guys. So for every like fancy car you have, your oil changes and your tires and stuff, they cost a fortune. You can't even imagine what the upkeep is. So just you got to keep that in mind as well. You're not just buying the car, you got to remember the upkeep of things. So just keep that in mind as well, because that'll burn you dry right there, or bleed you dry, burn you dry, bleed you dry right there. And anyway, MSI, let's look at this one. Luis Rodriguez, Motorola brought it up and looking really good, I must say, in that channel as I'm staring at it. Yeah, that thing's running up, guys. So you might want to just put MSI on your list right there, because it looks good, and you know you're going to get like at least a percent or two, something out of it. It's going to run up. It looks really good. We did look at Blooms, but we'll look at it again, Blue Collar Teamster. You probably did see it. And but yeah, we were looking at it and people were talking about it. It does look like it wants to keep that momentum. It obviously ran up in the after hours right there. BL Well, why can't I type here BLMZ and look at it? Ran way up there into the in the after hours up to 40, almost 41. It's at 37. So yeah, I would absolutely be looking at it in the morning for some momentum play, but that's what it's going to be with that kind of run up right there. So there you go, blue collar Teamster. And let's look at Groupon. Did you mention this one the other night? I think it's up 6 cents. It's in that channel. It is trying to do something. I don't know though. I have to again. I kind of feel like the market's going to pull back. Look at Groupon. Looks like it's going to come back right there. So we'll be careful with that. I'll look at it in the morning, but I think it might have to pull back a little bit. And Hims and Hers. Let's look at this because it was way down. It was up at like $70. I remember it ran way up, and it is curling up. It has some resistance up here. But I think it tries to get back up into that 30, 31 area, HIMS, Hims and Hers. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. We'll see. Watch as it hits that 30, 50 area. If it can get through it, it'll run up a little bit more. One to keep an eye on. And Carvana, you nailed this one as well, Luis Rodriguez. Yeah, you did post this one. I know you mentioned this one the other day when it was down here. And look at that thing curling up and looks like it wants to run up some more. So another good one right there. Keep your eye on Carvana, CVNA right there, because that one's looking good. And another one, like I said, Luis Rodriguez, there's guys, I'm telling you, we have a great community here with very knowledgeable people. Obviously, Laptop Travel, he knows the market extremely well. And there's so many other people. Apparently, Phil Trait knows something with that AREB and that whole sector. And he just posted something else, ELBM. So let's just take a look at it real quick and see. And yeah, there's so many people that post great ones. Doge Mama 9 and all of you guys. So Barbara, tons of you. You know, sends a lot of good ones recently. Was stocking up for futures, been sending some good ones. Everybody that sends them in, like I said, we just have a straight team effort here, and I just kind of facilitate it and just kind of move it all along. So that's about all I do and look at these charts. But yeah, we have a good time here and have fun with this. That's all. And ELBM, let's look at Electra battery materials. If I could talk, it would help, but we don't need me to really be able to read. I just got to look at these stupid charts, and that's all I can do anymore. It's crazy. But anyway, here we go. Let's look at it's two different looks right there. It went up in the after hours. It says it right there, but 110 to 118. It closed at 117. And yeah, in the after hours, Phil Trait, that did look good. And I would say let's add that to the list right there for tomorrow, ELBM. So keep an eye on that, guys. And that's why you listen to the show and watch it, because you just point out a lot of great ones and everybody contributes. And that's what it's all about. So I just kind of sit here and yeah, we post a bunch of them and we know what's going on. But yeah, we now the market every which way. Did the market not pull back today? Like we said, it was up a little bit this morning. I was surprised. And like I kept saying, I was actually surprised. But yeah, it was pulling back. And tomorrow is probably going to be red. And then on Easter, we could see some crazy ass news or something wild. Who the hell knows? Because I'm telling you, it almost looks like that's going to happen, but I can't promise you. We'll know as we get towards Thursday, and obviously Friday's off, so the market's closed. But here we go, TNON. Is this that one that ran like, I'm almost positive. This is the one that ran from $4 to 125. You're only going to see it was right here. I remember it was this day, September 13th at 4 a.m. in the morning. And you're only going to see it. It says 1579. That's as high as you could get it up on like E-Trade and stuff like that. But it ran like $125. And we had a lot of people trading that thing in the morning, having a good old time with it. But anyway, here we go. It's trying to get set up there. Looks like it could try to pull back a hair, but it is setting up. So we'll keep an eye and see if it does want to pull back, see if it wants to level down a little bit as it sets up. So I'd have to keep an eye on TNON right there, Deep Soul Diving. And Deep Soul Diving likes Toyotas too. He drives a simple one. Keep it simple. I'm telling you, it's way easier that way. And in the video we'll definitely look at. And yeah, there you go, everybody. That's them. Let me take a look over here, see what we have happening on this side. And let's see what's happening. Boom, boom. Let me look. And honestly, I might not see every message because I changed the settings or whatever to try to get some of that spam out there. I think it helped. I don't know. I don't see as much spam, but I might not be seeing every single message. So if I skip something, I'm apologizing because I didn't see it. I know I see some stuff from Scheider, and it does seem like that because I go in and look and I see things. Yeah, I'm like, oh damn, I didn't see that one. So yeah, it is, and unfortunately, it's because there's so much damn spam. Hopefully, they try to get rid of that on X because it's out of control. And let me see DXF. We looked at that one. I forget what did I say? Oh yeah, I said let's look at it in the morning because I wrote it down there. So that's Barbara. We're gonna look at that one for you. That's for sure. And let's see what else that are LRHC. We talked about that. I think we kind of got everything. And again, there wasn't a whole lot going on today, so I understand that. And it was one of them days where you just kind of hang out and monitor the market and make sure you don't miss anything. But it wasn't crazy. Let's go through the scanners and stuff. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else before I go through all the big caps and stuff like that. Here you go. Asian stocks futures slide after NVIDIA curbs. And we're going to go through all that stuff in the S&P 500 futures slide as NVIDIA shares tumble. Traders await retail sales data and Bassett, we should have substantial clarity on tariffs over the next 90 days. Oh, I believe that. NVIDIA faces $5.5 billion charge as U.S. restricts chip sales to China, and Wall Street predicts a 10% stock rebound by the end of 2025, and why investors shouldn't buy the hype just yet. And I agree. You know what I've been saying, just play these pops, and until we get this all worked out and they get the Fed to reduce the interest rates and stuff. We know what is happening. I mean, we don't got to go over it every single day. If you're new and listening and you're trying to wonder what I'm talking about and you're like, hey, what's happening, just let me know. I'll explain it real quick, or I do it like every night. But yeah, we nail this thing every single day. We nail the market almost pretty perfectly. You're never going to be perfect, but we're pretty damn accurate at it. I'd say we get as close to being as perfect as you can, and you just seen the list that we go through. And now let's do our SPY big caps, and we'll wrap it up with crypto and all that good stuff. As a matter of fact, crypto is pulling back a little bit, but we will wrap it up with crypto and the scanner. So let's roll and go through our SPY. And again, look at it, pull back bigger in the after hours, and it is coming. I didn't even think it was getting through there, guys. I had a feeling it was coming back. Obviously, I said that. But yeah, I was surprised. I knew it wasn't getting through to 20. I said that. I was amazed when I seen it curl through. And we've seen them curl through before and come back down right away. And you're about to see it, it looks like. So that's what it looks like anyway. And that's what it looked like to me from like Sunday. And Apple looks like it's pulling back. And that came down in the after hours. And again, they were curling up. And I did say, and again, they could pull themselves right back down like Apple right there. It's coming back down. You can see it right there. And Amazon, if I type that in right, you'll see that's coming down as well. And yeah, Amazon curled through, but coming down. That's why I told you guys I wasn't convinced that these things were going to start rolling. And now you can see why. Google pulled back. Yeah, it looked good yesterday, didn't it? And then, remember we were talking about how they just fake you right out, and then it just pulls back and crushes you. Well, we weren't getting faked out, guys. We knew exactly what was happening. And Meta right here. Look at that one. That one pulled back pretty good. And I think Zuck has a nice dip in he's gonna have a nice dip in coming up right now. You can see it coming down even more right there. So yeah, Zuck is going to be dipping down on Meta and Microsoft right here, MSFT. And this one is in that channel. Remember, we said it had the chance to run up. It hit that 20 or the 50, and now it's pulling back. We'll see if it even stays in the channel. It could come back down and pull back even more. And the video, there you go with your big hit. It's not showing it on here, so I'll show it over here. But yeah, NVIDIA took a nice hit. And I have a feeling that's going to be curling down with the rest of them. And I'm telling you, you could be seeing them bottoms again and then get cruising back up. So exactly like we were talking about tomorrow, be ready for these opportunities, have your cash, and be ready for the stuff to happen. And this is exactly what we were talking about last night. And here is Tesla. So if you didn't listen, just listen. But Tesla probably going to be pulling back, guys. So remember, we were saying it was probably going to be riding down like that. That's exactly what it looks like. It's in a good spot to hold itself up, but it does look like it's trying to ride down. Maybe you get a quick pop, but I'm not exactly sure about that either. AMC had still looked good today and is trying to roll up, and GameStop was pulling back. It did run up a little bit, but it didn't look too bad, I must say. So I was looking at that, and that Chewy right there, that was up. Remember, we said it was looking good, and there you go. So we pretty much nail them. Bam, there you go. On Chewy and Unity right there is trying to set up. So the Roaring Kitty crew of stocks isn't looking too bad between them and Netflix. Who said Laptop Travel said he liked Netflix this morning? Look at that thing up 45. He nailed that one. I didn't think it was going to run up like that, to be honest. Laptop Travel definitely nailed it. I thought it was going to kind of hit back there and try to head down, and boom, that one rolled right up there. So it did pop up really big, and Netflix is looking pretty good to keep running up. So you might want to keep an eye on that right there. So Netflix rolling through and looking pretty good. And the semiconductors, remember, I did say they were going to be pulling back. Look what happened in the after hours to all of them. I'll go over here so you can actually see the charts. AVGO pulling back right there. And again, I'll just roll right through them on here because you can see all the charts. MU, look at that one pulling back. These things weren't crossing through. We knew it anyway. And TSM, that one did cross through, but it is pulling back right there. And how about SMCI? That one's pulling back right there. And I was saying this yesterday. I was amazed this morning that they were up as much. AMD pulling back, QCOM pulling back right there. And I know Intel is coming back down as well. INTC, look at that dipping. So you're going to get some good price action on these guys again. And PayPal right here, that one did crawl through. It didn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great either. And snow looked like it was coming back down. So like I said, we're going to have a snowfall. And actually, let's look at this over here. It doesn't look terrible in the after hours. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It was holding itself up. We'll have to keep an eye on snow. It looked worse earlier, and then now it doesn't look too bad as it's trying to crawl up right there. So I'll keep an eye on snow and see if it does want to have a snowfall, actually. And that is SNOW. And Dell, that one was pulling back today and still crossed through. But again, I just don't think these things were staying up. You could see the 20 was going to knock them down. They were coming down. PLTR, there you go. We nailed that one, said that was in its own class of itself. And bam, probably see it run up a little bit more. Sophie, I didn't really like too much. It was just sitting there flat, but I have a feeling you could be pulled back on that one. And Marin Riot and these guys are trying to run up as they set up. But again, they're not ready, so they're just bouncing around. Look at it, bouncing around, trying to roll off the MACD, keeping itself alive. MicroStrategy doing the exact same thing, just kind of bouncing around, not looking too bad. CleanSpark ran up, pulled back. And again, we'll look at our crypto in a minute. And how about Coinbase right here? That was pulling back. And yeah, it got up to 179, then pulled back to 171. It's at 172 right there. And the hood was pulling back down. So you got a lot of these all pulling back at the end of the day. And let's look at DJT right here. And that one doesn't look bad at all. Let's look at DJT right here. It was up $1, only down 30. This one doesn't look too bad. We got to keep an eye on that, DJT. And here is Fun right here. And that one's just trying to push its way through. I'd say DJT looks much better. Yeah, I can't believe the Trump media looks that good right now. That looks really nice. We'll keep an eye on that one. And MTN, let's look at that one right now. Mountain, that one's just been hanging out. Took that big dip, and it's just kind of just hanging out. And McDonald's was running up yesterday, kind of pulled back a little bit. And I don't know, it could have been some healthy pullback for McDonald's. So we'll have to see. Look at it. Doesn't look bad at all. McDonald's could get cruising some more. Boeing pulled back today. I know that. It was down a little bit, hitting that MACD. I have a feeling it's coming back down more. And space was down. This generally is. and not a very good one anymore. IBM right here hitting that 20, trying to cross through, and I doubt it will. And how about Disney right there, just kind of flattening out, and I doubt it'll get crossed over. Oxy and ExxonMobil both just hanging out, making these big old fish hooks, though. So we're going to have to keep an eye on these guys because they're going to get set up relatively soon. And Nike right here just kind of setting up down there, but not ready. And DXYZ pulling back a little bit, hitting that MACD. I doubt it gets through, and you'll probably have a little bit of more pullback right there. And there you go for them guys. And Netflix has earnings on Thursday, and DJT is looking good for sure. So there you go. We just kind of cruised right through that. Let me see. Did I miss anything else? Let me see if anything else up here. Whew, there we go. Wow, I just cruised through that list pretty quick, I would say. And yeah, we just nailed that stuff, man. That was like a brain exercise right there. That was for sure. And let me take a look and just see what the scanners provide this evening. It's not too crazy, I know that, but SUNE not bad today. That DMN down. What was this? MURA. We missed this guy, but that one just popped out of nowhere. Holy cow! Look at that thing off that trend line. That one went nuts. And here's our logic mark. We'll be looking at that in FMTO. And plug, that's way down there and dipped way down. And let's see DNN, that's hitting that line. And SPXS, guys, isn't that? Yeah, that bear. I'd keep an eye on this tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Look at it trending and look at it about to pop off that line right there. SPXS is one that you want to look at for your ETFs right there tomorrow. Keep an eye on that guy. And let's just see if anything else. BTG, the American Airlines, trying to curl up. It's not looking bad. They were way beaten down. It's not looking terrible, but I doubt it's getting through there. You might have a little bit of run up on it. Pfizer was running. Remember, Pfizer wasn't looking too bad, and it seems to be running up there. A couple other ones we've already looked at. The Big Bear was way down there. And let's see what else is going on. Nothing right there. Let's take a look over here, see if there's anything else going on. Let me see. Let's take a look and see what's going on. That's just like an ETO. That's a medical. That looks like a crazy chart. And there's your MURA. We were not looking at that. And look at this MetaVia took a huge dip. Wow, that one dipped down. And Sky, we had looked at that, like I said, and it jumped up not long. We just looked at it. It did jump up. And OST we recently looked at, and SBEV. So, yeah, a lot of them that we've recently looked at. This motorsports game we've looked at a long time ago. What's that Starbucks doing? Where'd that go? Right there. And it did pull back. Wow, that pulled back a little bit more. We'll have to keep an eye on it. And how about Got Milk? What did that do? That's the cows ETF. We got to look at that. We got to see what the cows are up to. Milk looks like it's going to curl up a little bit. Had a huge look at that day, April 8th. That went crazy right there. I mean, it's not like a huge run up, but it is for this thing. And yeah, that's that is your ETF for your cows bond. Pretty wild, huh? And let's see if anything else. Nothing crazy. Like I said, I don't think there's a whole lot going on. And this one doesn't look bad. APM, that could continue to run up a little bit. Check that out. That may run up a little bit more in the after hours. You keep an eye on that one. And there you go. I would say that about nailed that. And let's see if there's anything else going on over here. Nvidia's down, Doge is down. We got to look at our crypto, and AVGO and AMD are both down. Netflix is up, Meta's down. And what's this ASML doing? That's ASML Holdings, and they do have earnings coming up on tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on that. And it does look like it's in that channel. I can't even tell what the hell it's trying to do, to be honest with you. So I'd have to keep an eye on that. And let's look. Bitcoin appears to be at what? 83,745. Solana's at 126 right now, pulling back. Ethereum's at 1601 and Ripple's at 209. So they're definitely pulling back. And Doge is at like 15.5. Ripple 209, Cardano at 61. So yeah, you're getting some pullback on that as well. Let's see where it's at right here, because we've been tracking them, that's for sure. And let's see what we're doing. Here's our Bitcoin. It was trying to jump through that channel. Now it's coming back in, and obviously it's probably going to try to roll out it may pull itself down a little bit, but they did look pretty healthy. Let's look at Solana and the rest of them real quick. SOL. And let's see right here. That one was trying to run up. It was looking really good. And obviously, it's in this channel. It's not looking terrible. So I can't say that it looks bad. Let's just look at Ripple real quick and see what that's doing down here, hitting that 20. We'll get a good idea, but they could get bounced back up right there. It doesn't look terrible. And again, you might have the markets pulling back tomorrow. It's perfectly fine. Ethereum looks pretty good right there. So that does not look bad. And let me see what the ETF is up to, because I didn't even remember what it was up to. Let me see. I forget. Let's see. It's going to have to refresh probably. Does it say 6.4 or is that from before? Let's see. 6.4. I think it does. Yeah, 6.4. So looked like I had pulled back a little bit there, but see if it tries to go back up. Nothing terrible. And again, it's not coming back under 5, so we'll have to see if it even comes back under the 6. And there you go, right there. And Netflix has the earnings. PNC, what's that up to? PNC Bank, I'm sure. Yep. And they have earnings too, and it looks like it's not too bad. It looks like it's going to try to curl up, but again, I'm not so sure they can. And if they do, they're hitting that 20. It is a good look right there, I must say, though. So keep the momentum going for this week and bring on the green candles. I like that, Laptop Travel, that's for sure. And yeah, there we go. I would say it was kind of a flat day, nothing crazy, but we just kind of cruise right through the market at ease right there. And obviously, we'll be on at 7 a.m. to make sure we know exactly what's going on. So there we go. I think that's a good market review on a short week, a little bit of a sideways week. We're not used to it. That's the problem. We're so used to these things being so crazy nonstop that and it has been crazy nonstop that we're just like, I wonder what's going to be happening today. And then it was kind of flat all day, but I do think they're pulling back. And yeah, we still had some 100%ers like SBEV, and that SUNE was running up. And we'll look at Logic Mark in the morning, and it very well could be popping back up with at ease. So it just kind of pulled back a little flat. And we know they do run around a little bit. So I think we'll be good there. And yeah, I think that's a good market review right there. And if anybody has any questions, obviously let me know what you guys want to find out about or look at in the morning. That's for sure. And all that good stuff. And like I said, I'll share and Laptop Travel was saying I'll share all the affiliate links and stuff like that. And again, tomorrow night we'll talk about the Trend Spider there. So we'll be doing all that good stuff with Nader and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on what time and all how that's going to work out, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I'll get all them links up there. I'll do that tonight so that you guys have access to it. And again, any questions you want to know, feel free to ask me. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. We'll be on at 7 a.m. It'll be a Wednesday show tomorrow, and short week Thursday will be ending the week right there. So yeah, tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow night, Thursday morning. That's all we're doing, I guess, huh? Because Friday is closed for Good Friday and my birthday, and then Easter Sunday, 420. What a weekend, guys. I mean, holy cow, it's pretty wild right there. And so yeah, and then you just never know what the tweet will be on Easter Sunday that the market's going to get ripping. So who knows? We'll see. But I think we might have a little bit of pullback, and it's perfectly fine. I say pull it back tomorrow as big as you can. So we have some great opportunities. We absolutely love it. So there you go, everybody. I think we're all in tune with everything and know what's going on. We'll definitely know by 7 a.m. tomorrow what's going on by that morning show. And again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're just kind of cutting out a little bit early right now because we flew through the show. So if you're just tuning in and we're hopping off, go ahead, listen to the replay. We just literally went through the entire market, the list. I'll post out my list and that I made notes on. And there you go, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. I greatly appreciate everybody contributing and helping out at all times. And so have a great night, everybody. And I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. So have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the morning.